विस्तारवाद का युग समाप्त हो चुका है.
Hi. We heard news saying India attacked China near Galvan Valley and some things over Indian soldiers. But it was time to do deep study on what exactly happened on 15th and 16th June 2020. To tell more accurately, China attacked Indian soldiers who were unarmed, which has made us come forward and answer the next question. And in this episode, let's explore why China attacked India at Galvan Valley. Sit tight, as this episode is going to take you through with every detail of this incident with proofs. If we have to tell you in short, then it is very simple. What has recently happened between India and China, leading to unfortunate loss of lives near the Galvan Valley area, was a mixture of Chinese bullying and killing of our 20 Indian soldiers. If you really agree to what we said, then please do share this video by tagging 5 more people. But we want to take you through with every bits and piece of significant information. While this is a sensitive and complex issue, it is important to understand both the history along with the geography behind this. We will try and simplify this as much as possible. India does not control all the land that we see on the official political map of India. There are 3 major problem areas of inconsistencies in the Indian map. All of them are located in the erstwhile state of Jammu and Kashmir. Before Indian independence in 1947, Jammu and Kashmir was a protectorate of the British Empire ruled by a Maharaja. This Maharaja had a weak army and did not have full sovereign control over all parts of his sparsely populated but beautiful kingdom. British officers were given charge to manage Gilgit-Baltistan. Large parts of barren and almost uninhabited Aksai Chin, which was claimed by the Chinese, was mostly left unadministered. Basically, Maharaja's border management was a mess. On top of that, Maharaja was indecisive. At the time of Indian independence in 1947, he delayed the decision to join India or Pakistan until newly born Pakistan sent hordes of rapists and villagers like the grandpa of Shahid Afridi, along with regular Pak soldiers in Salwar Kameez to attack, burn village and capture land in Kashmir. When his weak army proved ineffectual and the looters were about to reach capital Srinagar, the Maharaja signed the instrument of accession with India, legally making the whole of Jammu and Kashmir a part of India. This is the point when the Indian soldiers landed in Srinagar and started pushing back savages like grandpa of Shahid Afridi and clearing Kashmir of the occupying militia and Pak regulars. This pushback made by Indian army continued until the moment when, strangely on India's insistence, the newly made UN Security Council declared a ceasefire between India and Pakistan. Since that day, except a few incidences, we pretty much have a stalemate in the erstwhile state of Jammu and Kashmir. Area 1. Areas of Gilgit and Baltistan, currently in control of Pakistan. These areas, held by British army officers on behalf of the Maharaja, revolted against the Maharaja of Kashmir and joined Pakistan before Kashmir acceded to India. The crucial CPEC road connecting Chinese-controlled Xinjiang to Gwadar, Balochistan passes through this area. Aksai Chin is important for China as it connects Tibet and Xinjiang. Successive Indian prime ministers have been ridiculed in the parliament for not taking this area seriously. Area 2. Area on the west of the Kashmir Valley, populated mostly with Punjabi-speaking Mirpuris, currently in control of Pakistan. When the UN Security Council declared a ceasefire between India and Pakistan in 1948, this is the area that remained in the control of Pakistan, captured from Maharaja's army by tribal murderers, looters and rapists. Area 3. This area, known as Aksai Chin, is the least populated among the 3 listed here and has been an important trading route in history. Despite the presence of maps and old treaties stating the contrary, at the time of the Indian independence, the boundary of this area remained officially undemarcated and the area remained for all practical purposes in control of China, which was disputed by the then Maharaja of Kashmir. So, Since the last few weeks, most of the tussle between India and China has taken place in three specific hotspots in and around Area 3. Hotspot 1 around Pangong Lake. Hotspot 2 around Hot Springs, which is Konka Pass. Hotspot 3 is around Galvan Valley. Please note, while the land in contention in Hotspot 1 and Hotspot 2 are historically contested between both India and China, it is important to note that the hotspot of Galvan Valley has always been in control of India, even as per the Chinese maps, agreements and documents. The area around Galvan Valley is not disputed between India and China. So in the afternoon, a flag meeting was called by the senior officers representing India and China. Basically speaking, both sides agreed to pull back their respective troops a few kilometers from the area of contention to de-escalate the situation. After the handshakes and the photographs, as per some of the reports on the same evening, India sent two small groups of soldiers to verify if the agreement was honored by the Chinese counterparts. Please note, lately we have seen the instances where the Chinese soldiers have started carrying spiked batons and clubs to attack their Indian counterparts. While the first cache of these soldiers were walking through a narrow bridge, which in parts is barely broad enough to carry one person at a time with deep gorge on both sides, they came across a Chinese tent near patrol point 14, which the Chinese had earlier agreed to remove. The Indian commanding officer ordered the removal of this Chinese tent, at which point the smaller Indian team came face to face with a larger group of Chinese soldiers. As per reports, there was a heated exchange of fists and words between the soldiers, during which one soldier lost his balance and fell off the ridge, instantly losing his life. This incident acted as a trigger and backups were called by both parties and a literal hand-to-hand fight ensued in an area. As per some reports, even nailed batons and clubs were used by the Chinese to attack Indian soldiers. In no time, there was more than 200 soldiers vying for the life of each other on a narrow ridge, which in parts was barely wide enough to support a single person. As the commotion ensued, it is reported that the whole ridge gave away, turning into a landslide. A majority of soldiers from both sides lost their lives due to falling, injury of hypothermia, side of the ridge which was spilling water on both the sides. So, this is what exactly happened. Now, what should we do to support our soldiers? We have a humble request for all of you. The best way to support them is to simply focus on our own work. We need to increase our own productivity and innovation, which helps create more jobs and brings in more foreign exchange, strengthening the Indian economy. Soldiers fight. Regular people ensure that the soldiers fight well equipped with a full stomach and no harm ever touches their loved ones. As civilians, it is a duty to try and become Indians worth fighting and dying for. So for now, it's time for us to sign off. And we hope we have done our job to give you every detail of the incident. But before sign off, we would like to mention that while this is happening, let us not forget that India is going through a tough times as a country. We have even more trying times ahead of us economically. We as a nation have our priorities straight and simple. Focus on making money and producing goods and services that enthrall the world. If you really feel that what we said is true, then please do share this video by tagging your favorite celebrities and friends, and let us make this message reach more people. And remember, if you don't know why, ask it on UniWhy. We will see you in the next episode. Until then, have a good one.